is Monday, January 23rd, 2012. Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Happy Monday. And, yeah, so let's get started. Today I'm going to be doing my review of Sucker Punch, which I saw over the summer, so let's get started. So, Sucker Punch is probably Zack Snyder is most famous for directing 300, Watchmen, the upcoming new Superman movie. It's his first original film, and so far only original film. It's about a story about this character Babydoll. He was a young woman who was sent to a mental asylum due to the accidental murder of her sister. She was trying to evidence that her stepfather, who was trying to cheat the girls out of their rightful inheritance, he starts abusing the sister. He abuses Babydoll and her sister. So this Babydoll who tries to kill the stepfather accidentally murders her sister. So her stepfather sends her to a mental asylum and bribes the ward of the mental asylum the asylum to have them perform a lobotomy in a week. So Babydoll, along with four other girls, Rocket, Sweat Pea, Amber, and Blondie, decide to make the perfect plan, make a pact to escape the asylum. So not only do they try to escape physically, but also they mentally escape into a world where they are warriors. And where they are warriors fighting these impossible, ridiculous odds and highly stylized action sequences. And when they have to obtain four objects in order to escape, while they're trying to steal the necessary things to escape, they play out as action sequences in their minds. So let's get started. So here's what's good about Sucker Punch. It's very visual. It's very visually appealing. So this is very similar to all of Zack Snyder's films, that they're very visual. They strike the right balance between a film that's both visually appealing yet very gritty at the same time. And this is definitely something that has improved with Zack Snyder's films over time. I've never seen Dawn of the Dead, so I can't really say there, but with films like 300 and Watchmen, which had very stylized action sequences and very visual films, this has increasingly gotten better over time up until now. This is probably the best that he has done so far. We'll see how he does in Man of Steel when that comes out next year. Also, the thing is, the film is just plain entertaining. I mean, for what it's worth, it's really highly entertaining. I mean, watching the movie, I never really had a dull moment. I wasn't constantly looking at the time and seeing if it was almost over. That usually happens a lot to me with some movies where it's really slow, where sometimes I'll be looking to see if the movie is done. But that never happened here. It's a really entertaining flick. But now, here's the good, not good stuff about Sucker Punch, in my opinion. There's those, I talked about the action sequences and how appealing they are and how entertaining it makes the film, but overall it's really pointless. I mean, there's a difference between mindless action and pointless action. Even in mindless action movies, the action that they have serves a purpose. Here, though, the action didn't really serve any purpose whatsoever. I mean, it really felt that Zack Snyder didn't really trust himself with making a suspenseful moment without using flashy special effects or flashy action sequences or fight sequences, because this movie could have been really done well without those flashy action sequences. It could have been a much more compelling, could have been a much more thrilling, intense, suspenseful film. It's still good without all those pointless action sequences. Now, the other thing, I have a problem with escapism. I mean, those whole action sequences, yes, they serve a point into the escapism, but I think they do it all wrong here. I mean, the movie, the girls have to steal, like I said, in the movie, the girls have to steal specific items to help them escape. They do this while Babydoll is dancing and distract the guards. And when she's dancing, she imagines herself in this weird fantasy world where all the action scenes take place. The concept of freeing your mind when you're trapped, the whole concept of freeing your mind when you're trapped, when you're in a prison, is a very powerful concept, a very powerful tool to escape the horrors of the reality around you. And this is a very powerful tool. This could be a very powerful storytelling device, but I feel it really just goes to waste here in this movie. I mean, Zack Snyder really just takes this moment to, he really crashes this tool. He uses the tool and it just crashes into the ground by filling with just this mindless action sequences to have zero effect on the story. Just make people say, oh, watch these girls in really skimpy outfits beating the shit out of robots and Nazis and all this other crap, But it's a really sort of, overall, it's a very pointless, way, and it really hurts the concept, a really powerful tool of using escapism. And I've read books, I've seen movies where escaping from your from the horror, the reality, the horror of the reality is such a powerful tool and used so effectively. It's really disappointing to see it not used here to its fullest extent. But the bottom line is the film is entertaining, regardless of that, and it's visually stunning. So it really makes up for those two, in my opinion, really major flaws. But it makes you really wonder what was the point of all those pointless action sequences. I mean, again, I felt the film would have been a lot better if they'd done without it and made it much more suspenseful movie, much more compelling, edge of your seat, a gripping movie. If that was the case, and not with all that mindless action. But that's pretty much it for that review of Sucker Punch. My next video is going to be my list of 5. Again, I always don't know what it's going to be until probably the last minute. So, yeah, until then, I will see you guys soon, sometime later on during the week. Alright, peace.